Today's video has tips on how to order online because I have had some issues during the pandemic and I hate to cook, so you know I'm ordering. Hey guys, it's the Gluten Freak. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about ordering food during the pandemic. Yeah, it's not fun. I've been actually having a lot of problems, which is why I'm making this video, and hopefully I can just give you some tips about like what I've learned, because hey, it has not been easy. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, we're all going through it. So when I'm talking about ordering food, I'm talking like from a restaurant, not like groceries. So I'm talking about strictly ordering from restaurants through either the restaurant's website or their like accompanying apps. So basically, like when you go to a restaurant, there's a bunch of precautions that you have to take. Like you should probably talk to the manager, you need to talk to your waiter, you should probably try and talk to the chef. There's a lot of things that go into it. But since we're in a global pandemic and like states are opening, reopening, closing, whatever, the rules are kind of different, and I've been noticing that a lot of restaurants don't have the stuff that they typically carry. So it's been like way more difficult to find food. Basically, every restaurant right now, for the most part, has a very limited menu. And when you're celiac or on a gluten-free diet or gluten intolerant, whatever, you already have a limited menu. So when the restaurant decides to limit their overall menu, they limited your limited menu. Yeah. So the menu that you had, which was like 10 items, is now like 5. And like 3 of them are salads. Yay! So the first thing I learned is that if you're gonna order from a restaurant, make sure that you've been to that restaurant before. You know how they work, you know what they do in the kitchen, you know what type of precautions they take when you say gluten sensitive, gluten intolerant, gluten allergy, right? Know what's going on. Don't order from a new restaurant that like all of a sudden has gluten-free stuff. Don't do that if you've never eaten there, because you're not gonna be able to talk to them face to face for them to actually even care enough to take care of your food correctly. So I wouldn't do that. When you are ordering, call first. Always call first. And the reason for that is because since the menu is limited in general, there's no guarantee that they're gonna have the food that you typically get. So like I go to Gringo's every now and then, and they have a whole gluten-free menu. But out of the like, I don't know, 15 things that they have on the menu, I eat 3 of them. So I'll call ahead of time to see if they have them. Because if I don't and I just place my order, it's harder to cancel. And they're probably not gonna notice that like I put gluten-free on there and be like, yeah, well, we don't have that. They'll just give me food that'll make me sick. It's not their job to care, it's yours. Always. It's your responsibility to take care of yourself and your health and your dietary needs. When you call, you should ask, not just like, do you have this? Are you ordering this? Because with Carrabba's, which I have done this 3 times, okay, 3, they have pasta, they have gluten-free pasta, which like, I love pasta. But every single time I've ordered from them or I've called to order from them, they don't have the gluten-free pasta. The last time I called, I was like, are y'all like not getting like gluten-free pasta because you're not ordering it? Or is it like you're running out and whenever I'm calling, y'all just don't have any more? And the lady straight up told me that they're not ordering it. And that's the case for a lot of different places, because gluten-free food in general, if you've been shopping gluten-free, it's expensive. So it's more expensive for restaurants, which means they upcharge you anyways. But if they're trying to save money right now, especially because of the pandemic, like they're not gonna be spending extra money on the possibility of someone who doesn't eat gluten ordering from them. So keep that in mind when you're calling them. Make sure to ask, like, are you like, you're just out or you're not ordering anymore? Because then you know, like, don't bother them again, don't try again. It makes life easier. If you know they typically have something that you like, something that is gluten-free, ask if they have it. It's that simple. They'll tell you yes or no. They'll go check in the back, whatever. It's very easy. And if they don't, I mean, you can ask what else they have. For example, Hot Dotties. Hot Dotties typically has a gluten-free bun. Now, for some reason, all the gluten-free hamburger buns are just missing because I can't even buy them from the store. So Hot Dotties hasn't been having the gluten-free bun for their burgers, but they do wrap it in lettuce. Know your substitutes, basically, is what I'm saying. Know, or ask for substitutes, you know? They may give you salad. You don't want it, you don't have to buy it, you know, whatever. Know what changes you can make to a meal to make it gluten-free. So for example, IHOP, I take risks. I refuse to just not eat out. But IHOP didn't used to have, now they have, well, I don't know about with the pandemic, but they have like a gluten-free batter so they can make waffles and pancakes now. But before that, I would go to IHOP and I would eat eggs. Now the thing with IHOP's eggs was that they were like made out of some weird batter. They're not real eggs or something, I don't know. So I have to ask for shell eggs because those are real eggs and those are gluten-free because they're eggs. So like knowing that if they don't have pancakes, I can still have eggs, that type of thing. Knowing that if Hot Dottie or any other place doesn't have the gluten-free bun, you can still have a burger wrapped in lettuce. Stuff like that is like things that you need to have in the back of your mind. Like, what is my substitute? How can I fix this? Make sure you know what your options are. Don't just go in like narrow-minded. Just in general, like when you're ordering food off any app like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, I'm sure there's more. All of those, there's like always options for you to comment. Always tell them gluten-free, allergy. Capitalize it, make it so freaking obvious that you cannot have gluten that they notice. And also don't tell the driver, like when they say like comments for the driver and then like comments for the chef or the kitchen or the cashier or whatever, tell the restaurant, don't tell the driver. The driver doesn't care. The driver just goes and picks up your food and then leaves. They have like nothing to do with what's going on in the kitchen. You need to talk to the kitchen. Whatever message you put there to the driver, they don't see it until after they've already picked up your food and left the restaurant. So if you put in there, make sure it's gluten-free, they're not gonna notice it or check it because they'll have already left the restaurant. They won't be able to do anything about it. So when you're making those notes, make sure to make them to the kitchen. This doesn't just go for the apps either, because a lot of places you can like order off their website. On their websites, they also have comment sections. That's where you need to write gluten-free, allergy, all caps. Like, make it so freaking clear that this is a big deal so that they don't mess up your order. Or at least it lessens the chances of them messing up your order. I'm not gonna like, they've been probably messing up your order. Overall, the pandemic's been stressful for everyone, and like, I'm not saying go out to eat, make sure you order from restaurants. I'm not saying any of that. Like, I know that there's a lot going on and it's hard right now. But if you are planning to eat out or order food, make sure you take precautions. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you out. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, whatever, I do have an email linked below that is specific for that. You can also just leave me a comment. It's whatever, up to you.